Hi, I'm Donna Kallner. This is the thread control video in Lesson 1 of the New Age Looping Basics e-course.
In looping, as in most things, what we tend to think of as advanced level technique is usually some basic element executed with precise control and deliberate intent. This video is to help you be mindful of your thread control. That will take a lot of the mystery out of looping when you start playing with different materials and stitch variations. Here's what you want to have going on. In the basic structure of the stitch, the thread moves from north to south under the base cord and over the working thread. Now, before you make a new stitch, press the thumb of your non-dominant hand onto the last stitch made and hold it there as you draw the thread. That will help maintain the shape of the last stitch while you complete the next one. Your dominant hand is free to manipulate the needle. Your non-dominant hand protects the work you've already done. You have greater control over the thread when your dominant hand is close to the work. So instead of pulling the thread through in one sweeping motion as you extend your arm away from your body, keep moving your hand back close to the work and drawing the thread through a little at a time. This is called stripping the thread. Curl the ring finger or pinky of your dominant hand around the short tail near the eye of the needle. This lets you drop the needle so you can use your thumb and middle finger to strip the thread, but it keeps the needle in position for you to pick it up again for your next stitch. As you strip, keep your elbow relaxed and near your side and draw the thread straight south or as close to that as is comfortable. When you've stripped through all but a couple of inches of the thread with your thumb and middle finger, pause to adjust the tension and stitch size by goosing the stitch. Goosing is a small movement of the index finger to flick the thread into place as you strip the last inch or so. Your dominant hand is quite capable of performing stripping and goosing simultaneously. Once that loop is in place, leave it alone. Don't try to alter it by tugging the thread from south to north and then back again. After you complete a stitch, grasp the needle again to make the next stitch. It's right where it needs to be since you curled your pinky and ring fingers around the tail to control it while you stripped and goosed. Make a few more stitches, advancing across the front of the mold. Remember, you're moving north to south, under and over as you press, strip, and goose. When you reach the edge or corner, turn the mold so the back side is up but still oriented the same way. You may have room along the side or edge for a stitch or two, or more depending on your mold, but once you get to the back side, stop so we can talk about the size of your stitches. There is no right or wrong size for your stitches, no standard to which you should conform. But to make stitches that are relatively consistent in size, you must learn to allocate thread. Allocation. As you advance from one stitch and position your needle to make the next stitch, you're pressing your thumb of your non-dominant hand over the last stitch made, right? Now next time, before you press it down, visualize how much thread you intend to allocate to this new stitch. Now advance your non-dominant thumb a tiny bit further before you press it. That protects the last stitch made and helps to control the size of the current stitch. All that with your clever and useful non-dominant hand. So now you're thinking of this. You move from north to south, under, over, and allocate, strip, and goose. This is the same whether you're stitching into the wrapped base cord or into the lags between stitches. Okay, that demonstration was done right-handed. Let me show it again left-handed. For you lefties, before you make a new stitch, press the thumb of your non-dominant hand onto the last stitch made and hold it there as you draw the thread. Keep moving your hand back close to the work and strip the thread through a little at a time. Goose the stitch into place as you strip the last inch or so. Stop once that stitch is in place. Don't try to alter it by tugging the thread. Allocate how much thread you want for the next stitch before you press the last stitch made. As always, you're moving north to south, under, over, as you allocate, strip, and goose. That's the end of this thread control video. Now it's time to go back to the technique video and start sampling. I'll see you there.